think it's the first word, man, the uncompromising part. Like, that's a key to, being the type of people that we want to be first off, right? We have to be uncompromising and we have to stand in our value.
It's so important to have a good understanding of who you are and who you want to be, right? And like you said, making those decisions that I'm going to be uncompromising in who I want to be and truly be that person.
What is good, uncompromising entrepreneurs? This is Coach JimmieG, and I am coming back at you with another Uncompromising Mindset Monday. And today, I wanted to talk to you about systemize to your success and the thought of systemizing your success. When it comes to personal behavior and just getting your daily activities in harmony with your life goals, it's absolutely critical to have a system in place. Brain researchers claim that between 90 to 95% of all human behavior is habitual, which means we literally perform these activities without even really thinking about them. Just think about you breathing right now, thinking about your heart beating right now. There's so many things that involuntarily happen, again, and that our body does without thinking about it. Thankfully, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Now, without a system to govern your critical activities, though, you will very likely fall victim to your habits and never truly accomplish the goals that you set out to achieve. Now, as a person working on a number of major goals within my life, I'm always examining my results and looking for ways to improve the quality of my work and then manage how I choose to allocate all of my different activities. Especially over the years, as your family grows, as your life grows, as your business grows, there's always going to be all of these different additional dynamics. And again, how do you manage all of those activities? Now, there's been periods of incredible productivity and other times where it just seemed like everything for me was at a standstill, even when I felt extremely busy during those times. Now, when I took a step back and started to reflect, it's easy to see that the main reason I experienced success during the productive times was due to the fact that I had a very well defined system in place. If you'd heard me talk about time management, organization, you know that I'm a huge fan and advocate of the Franklin Covey planner and that whole system that comes along with that. Again, I talked about it hundreds of times throughout conversations and, of course, on our podcast as well. But it's all about the system, right? The word system can be defined as a coordinated body of methods or a scheme or plan of procedure, organizational scheme. So when I think of a system, I think of a list of activities performed in a certain order with a specific result in mind, right? So ultimately, a properly defined and implemented system is the key to success in any area of your life. Just take a quick look around you and you can begin to appreciate the value of a well-defined system. In many cases, the entire system has been automated for optimum performance. If you have any doubts, just think about what happens when you place a phone call. Start your computer, turn on your lights, even flush your toilet, start your car, or even when you're eating dinner. Each process is handled by a system that is responsible for producing a certain result. In the same light, I believe that it's critically important for every person to have an activity management system for their life, a system that's been designed to help a person reach all of their desired goals and aspirations, and again, perform at optimum peak performance. For me, having a system brings clarity to my mind and removes the potential of procrastination. It forces me to really think about what I want to accomplish and to take action accordingly. For example, when I was going through the mental transition from a corporate employee to a self-employed entrepreneur, there were a number of activities I knew I had to ingrain as part of my behavior. Before I really understood, this concept of systemizing my calendar, I instinctively knew that I had to build a system that would help me to create my new habits. So for a period of time, about 100 days, I woke up every morning, took out my planner, and I opened my activity journal. I would divide the page in half. On the right side of the page was about 6 success habits that I had decided I wanted to implement in my life. Family time, fitness, doing good deeds, acts of service, personal development, studying, business activities, and of course, mental fitness like meditation, visualization exercises, vision boarding, etc. On the left side of the page would be a growing list of all the activities that will pop up throughout the day, right? So returning an important phone call, maybe checking my online banking, responding to an email. I would write every single activity down and check it off once I was finished with it. Now, as basic as that might sound, that particular system actually really helped to change my life during that time. First and foremost, I would not allow myself to go to bed at night without crossing off any of those critical daily activities from the right side of my page. I was literally obligating myself to create new habits. Secondly, I would see the left side of each page completely full of checked off items. Think of what that does to your mindset and your mentality, right? I felt great every time I looked at all of those important activities that I completed, and it just gave me energy to do it again the next day. I believe that a good portion of our own self-esteem comes from our ability to give ourselves an assignment and then to complete it. If there was a time I was feeling overwhelmed by my to-do list, I could quickly just really glance through that journal and remind myself of how productive I actually have been in the past. It really acted as a success log, right? And always provided that extra boost of confidence when I needed it the most. After a certain period of time, I'm not sure why, but I decided to stop using that particular system. I went back to a more informal task management system and basically just relied on my calendar to help me keep track of my appointments and things like that. The really interesting thing that I noticed was that the habits I formed, it really remained with me for the most part. I've replaced, some of those original success habits with new habits that fit my current business structure, lifestyle, and just again, all of the new dynamics that I have in my life today. At the same time, especially as we started into 2022, I realized that because of the ever growing list of demands and as ambitious as I and my partner and homeboy Devon could be at times, the demands just kept growing. And to a certain extent, I felt like my schedule was a little bit out of control and somewhat chaotic. I had been spending way too much time on low priority work tasks, right? My fitness regimen was suffering some setbacks. My overall level of enthusiasm was being affected. After some introspection, right, it became really evident that it was time to get back to systemizing and having that specific system that I know helps me to get the most amount of success and again reach my maximum potential. The most difficult part of the entire process was forcing myself to stop, take a breath, and examine my results. Once I was able to do this, I could easily see the areas that needed improvement, and it was simply a matter of designing a new system that matched my current demands, lifestyle, and the new dynamics that I have in front of me. So now I'm back on track, organized, and best of all, I'm feeling that much more enthusiastic about my days and the things that I'm looking to accomplish. So, a couple of questions for you. Are you aware of how you spend the time in your day? Could you stand to be a little bit more efficient and productive? Perhaps, maybe, just maybe, you've broken some of the good habits that you used to have and that used to be part of your daily routine. If so, then there's never been a better time to systemize. You have just listened to the Uncompromising Entrepreneur Podcast, hosted by Jimmie Gonzalez and Devon Watts. Thank you, and we hope that you pursue your passion, create profits, and build a legacy. Until next time, y'all.